Everything is new here in the spring. It's great to get down to Florida. I know 680 The Fans got part of the crew down there already. We'll have the game on the app today against Minnesota. So, yeah, it's a great time of renewal here. I was saying this a couple of weeks ago. It's kind of if Saturday is moving day on the PGA Tour, then February is moving day on the sports calendar. As we wrap up the football on the field anyway, the actual games with the Super Bowl, and we move towards trade deadlines for sports like basketball and hockey as they get down ready for the home stretch and their postseason. And then we start gearing up for the longest season of all, 162 games, Major League Baseball, and the Atlanta Braves will do their part today as they take on the Twins down there in Florida.
404-231-1680 if you want to chime in and tell us how you're feeling as we head into this spring training and the 2025 season in its entirety. Things looking trending very well, and guys like Ronald Acuna Jr. and Spencer Strider coming back from injury, not going to be ready for opening day, but they are on track to be joining the club within a month or so this season. So certainly all eyes on those two guys.
It's ironic, both Minnesota and Atlanta at one point had spring training in Orlando. Before the Braves left West Palm to go to Disney, there was a municipal stadium there in Orlando where the Twins trained for many, many years. The Red Sox were in Winter Haven, and there was a bunch of teams that were in the middle of the state, Tigers in Lakeland, et cetera. And then the exodus away from the middle of the state began. And so teams like the Twins and the Braves had to make a choice. Arizona or go down to South Florida on the Atlantic coast, or go down to the Gulf Coast south of Tampa Bay to places like Port Charlotte, et cetera, et cetera. So the Braves and the Twins now both playing in that part of Florida to cut down on travel time. I mean, for the Braves to leave Orlando and go down to West Palm, Jupiter, that's a 2.5-hour bus ride. That's too much time, and it's really bad when you got split squad games.
Well, yeah, I mean, you mentioned it was moving for travel. Like, my mind, I'm just selfishly looking at this. Orlando's like the hottest place that I've ever been to because there's no breeze. Like, I mean, if you're on the coast, I mean, it's still Florida, it's still, effing hot, but you have the ocean breeze, in your favor. So maybe they were just trying to cool down a little bit by moving, to the coast.
Yeah, so there's no baseball left, virtually none there in the middle of the state. Of course, Orlando gave us the NBA bubble 5 years ago. We're going to hear we're going to be hearing a lot about 5-year anniversaries here. As I was saying, the Braves started spring training in 2020 there at Northport, played about 18 games, and then on March 12th, the world stopped.
Did you ever get, because you remember the personalities, or, the Monday through Friday personalities here at 680 The Fan had the cardboard cutout. You remember when you could buy a cutout to put into the seats over at Truist Park, and multiple stadiums did this, and they had the 680 personalities all had their cutouts. I mean, we were weekend guys, so I don't think that you got one. Although legend Steve West, if anybody deserved one, it should have been you.
No, I didn't get one of those cardboard cutouts. That was a glaring omission. And I'll never forget watching the Giants and the Dodgers. I think it was the first game on television that I saw that summer, and Dodger Stadium was the first place where I saw the cardboard cutouts of the people who would be in their season ticket seats there behind home plate. And I'm thinking, man, what a novel approach that is. I remember we also had in Orlando.
That is so creepy, by the way.
It was very strange, yes. And we also had in Orlando, didn't Major League Soccer relaunch their season down there with some sort of tournament alongside the NBA? And remember, Florida was one of the states that was open. Right. So that's why the NBA moved there. That's why Major League Soccer moved there. By the way, Atlanta United opening their season tonight at Mercedes-Benz Stadium against Montreal. New staff, new players, et cetera. But, yeah, that was a strange and very bizarre time. So a bunch of 5-year anniversaries of mileposts of that are getting ready to hit us. And I was saying at the start of the broadcast, when the owners and the players finally got together at the last minute in the middle of that summer and said, okay, here's what we're going to do, 60-game schedule, expanded playoff field, and then the Braves reconvened spring training across the street at Truist Park Truist Field / SunTrust Park.
Yeah, and I think it's because everybody was so pent up from being inside and not moving that it was just okay, let's just do it. You know what I mean? The players had no problem. Okay, you want to do another spring training? Let's just get me the hell away from my family.
And unless you were rent one of the rooms in the Omni Hotel that had a view inside the stadium. And I know folks that did that. Otherwise, you weren't seeing the off, but we were kind of exempt from that being in the 680 the fan suite. But I remember you started the following season even with limited attendance.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, just changed everything. Speaking of changing everything, or not really, drafting Kyle Pitts at 4. I had mentioned going into this break, going to do a little bit of Falcons talk. ESPN, Aaron Schatz from ESPN came out and put a list out for the most seismic offseason move to the league as the number 4 over.
Fans still kind of trickling in here at Hammond Stadium. It was cool yesterday, sweatshirt weather. Cloudy today, the wind moving a little bit right to left, but pleasant. First Grapefruit League game of the year. First of 4 meetings between these two clubs. As Cooper takes a pitch up and in, 1 ball, no strikes. I think the move, Danny, of Atlanta to that Northport complex, giving the Twins another neighbor here on this part of the state, was a really nice move and certainly has helped the scheduling. Big swing and miss, 1-1.
Yeah, and remember, it was a few years ago. I think they were up in Disney World.
They were for a while, yeah.
Orlando up there.
Between the Twins,
we want
Red
one more
Sox.
team down here in Naples, so
Yep.
the farthest we'd have to go is probably Port Charlotte, right?
That would be nice. The 1-1 on the outside corner. That's a strike called 1-2.
Well, velo by Zebby Matthews is there. He's throwing the changeup. Fastball 95, 97. He's going a cutter and a slider.
Runner at second, 2 outs. The 1-2 pitch. And that's off the plate away. That was the cutter, and the count 2-2. And, he doesn't really have a pitch, Danny, that runs in on the righties like Cooper. And I asked some of the player development folks about that, and they said, just let him cook with what he has. It's good stuff. It's going to get better. And they don't want to be adding something to the stew right now.
Look, he's going to challenge it.
About.
Slider downside.
There was ball 3 called. And was it Vasquez?
Vasquez, he quickly turned around and challenged it.
He thinks it's the end of the inning.
And it is.
And it is the end of the inning. Christian Vasquez earns a strikeout looking for Zebby Matthews. And placing the Twins history books, the first successful ABS challenge here ends the top half of the first inning. No runs on a hit. Atlanta strands a lead double. There were no errors. Again, that 1 man left. We'll keep it right here in Fort Myers. Mark your calendars for April 3rd, opening day at Target Field. Experience the thrill of opening day and be one of the first 10,000 fans to receive a Twins beanie, courtesy of your local Northland Ford dealers. Those beanies are great. I wear them out in the winter. Tickets start at an all-in price of just $9, so get yours today at twins.com/tickets.
You know, it comes in handy there on opening day,
Yes,
when
it
you're
does.
probably going to need that. Hey, don't forget that Fort Myers Island here, the beaches and neighborhoods, they have a way of leaving a lasting impression. Reconnect over beautiful sunsets, sharing the taste of some of that fresh Gulf seafood, and savor every moment together. Plan a vacation to write your own My Fort Myers story. All you have to do is visit fortmyers.com.
I'll tell you, downtown Fort Myers left an impression on Andrew Halverson and I last night. They had a music festival going on, a band on every street corner. It was very, very cool. Matt Wallner leaves a impression on baseballs. He's on target. Wallner had an .894 OPS in 75 games last year, hit 31 extra base knocks. He leads off today. He's only hit leadoff once before in his career. That was against Rhett Lauder in the Reds last year. It's brought to you by Target, proud partner of the Minnesota Twins. And Matt Wallner will not be facing right-hander Rhett Lauder today, Dan Gladden. He's going to be facing one of the filthiest left-handers to ever pitch Major League Baseball, and that is, of course, the lanky southpaw Chris Sale.
Yeah, no question. And he became comeback player of the year last year, won the Triple Crown. And for some reason, the Atlanta Braves stole him from the Boston Red Sox. And he just is instantly a Cy Young winner. Good guy to have opening day on your mound.
Yeah, Sale, again, blade thin, pitched here in Fort Myers at Florida Gulf Coast. He comes to the plate in a big swinging miss by Wallner, and he swings through a 94-mile-an-hour heater.
One thing that he has going for him is that, you know, it's all arms and legs. The way he delivers the ball, it's kind of a jerky motion, but as tall as he is, he's got all kinds of moving parts.
Here's the 0-1. Drops down a little bit and just misses at 94. It's 1-1. And we were chatting with Michael Kadire, who remembered facing Sale in his big league debut for the White Sox. And everyone looked at him. He must have weighed, about 165 pounds soaking wet back then. And they said there's no way he can hold up. And he has definitely held up and then some as he misses with a changeup 2-1. And you talk about the funky action, and yet within that, and all the misdirection, Danny, there's some solid mechanics to keep that arm humming.
Got a little bit of a low arm slot, but it worked for him.
2-1, hit in the air right field, right at Kelnick, and Kelnick will reach down and snag it out of the air for out number 1. Carlos Correa will bat, and I know that's an out, Danny, but for Matt Wallner, a chance to face a lefty. You and I talked about it an awful lot last year. Guys like Wallner and Larnach needing that chance to face lefties. He's facing a good one here, and that's an at-bat he can learn from.
You know, I looked up Wallner's and Larnach's at-bats in the big leagues. Larnach's got about 3 years in the big leagues, and Wallner has 1 year. So 4 years combined, and I think combined between those two guys, they've got 42 at-bats in the big leagues against left-handed pitching.
Sale floats one over the outside corner to Correa for a strike, and the count is 0-1. So while it may not mean a whole lot, big picture say it's just a Grapefruit League at bat. There's some great opportunities for Wallner and for Larnach and the like as Correa cues one towards first, a one-hopper for Garrett Cooper. Takes it to the bag himself, and 2 quick outs for Sale. Byron Buxton will be the hitter. Sale was dynamite last year. We expect to see a couple of innings out of Chris Sale, and it's so rare to see a superstar make a spring training road trip in this day and age, but he has a home in the area, so this was tailor-made for him.
Last time I saw somebody in this caliber come down, Randy Johnson, when he's with the Yankees, came down here, threw 7 innings against the Twins in spring training.
Byron Buxton takes a strike, and the count is 0-1. That is not a fun day at the office. You get some white backdrop, and it's a hot, sunny day, and you're trying to find your timing, and Randy Johnson's humming it along. Swing and miss by Buxton, and the count 0-2. Sale doesn't waste any time. Wind rippling a bit at his uniform pants. He delivers, and a pitch is downstairs for a ball, 1-2. Scoreless baseball here in the home first. Great to be back with you all across our fine network of affiliates, wherever you're listening. We're pleased to welcome you out of your baseball hibernation and into the 2025 campaign. 1-2 pending from Chris Sale. Red cap, blue bill delivers, and it's down and in, and they count 2-2. The Twins, of course, saw Sale a ton in Chicago. And 1 year, they had something. They had figured something out and just owned Chris Sale for that one span of games. And I remember he told Glenn Perkins as they were jogging in the outfield before a game the next season, I figured it out. And he did. Ground ball to third. Flagged there by Nacho Alvarez Jr. He'll throw across the diamond and get to Speedy Buxton. And Chris Sale, a 1-2-3 inning, picking up right where he left off, following a brilliant 2024 season in Atlanta. We'll take a break, bring you back to Hammond Stadium for the top of the second in a scoreless Grapefruit League battle on your home for Twins baseball.
This is Henry Lake of The Lake Show. You're listening to Twins Baseball on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Watch your dreams and savings grow with Royal Credit Union's 4.25% annual percentage yield 12-month certificate. Open now at any Royal office or online at rcu.org/certificate saver. Early withdrawal penalties could reduce earnings and principal. APY accurate as of 2/1/25. Insured by NCUA.
Hey Twins fans, Brooks Lee here. I was born in a baseball-loving family, and my parents named me after the great Brooks Robinson, one of the best third basemen in MLB history. If you own rental property and want the best rental property management team to represent you, call my friends at Renters Warehouse. From finding quality tenants to maintenance coordination and inspections or collecting the rent, Renters Warehouse does it all. To get started, go to renterswarehouse.com for a free rental price analysis. Go Twins.
Incubus, live. Nice to know you. Performing the album Morning View in its entirety, plus the hits. Saturday, July 5th, the Treasure Island Amphitheater. Wish you were here. With special guest, Manchester Orchestra. On sale now at TICasino.com. Don't miss Incubus performing Morning View in its entirety, plus the hits.
Former Twins closer Glenn Perkins here, and I gotta tell you, nothing's better than playing for your hometown team. I got to do what I love and make Minnesotans happy in the process. Kind of like my buddy Jeff Belzer. He may not have a fastball, but no one can get Minnesotans a great deal on a great ride better than Jeff Belzer Chevrolet. It's why he's Minnesota's #1 retail sales volume dealer since 2013. Plus, he's always giving back to our community. Find your next great ride today at jeffbelzerchevy.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
The DH Drake Baldwin, takes a first pitch for a strike from Zebby Matthews, then watches ball one. And the count is 1-1, kicking things off here in a scoreless top of the second. Infield shaded to the pull side for Baldwin, and he pulls a ground ball foul up the first base line. It's 1-2. Your local Toyota dealers are bringing you today's Twin spring training game. Toyota, let's go places. It'll be Baldwin, Nacho Alvarez Jr., and Luke Williams to face Zebby Matthews here in the top of the second. Zebby, big, tall, broad-shouldered right-hander, delivers, and a chopper back up the middle. A charge for Willie Castro. Scoops, flips, and he has his man out number one recorded. But what a year last year for Zebby, Danny. We never even saw him on the Hammond Stadium mound in spring training. Was not part of big league camp. Began the year in A-ball, and he just kept getting hitters out. He made 9 big starts down the stretch, and those weren't just 9, random starts. Every single one of those was a huge start as the Twins were fighting for their postseason life. Swinging foul ball. That got a chunk of the home plate umpire, Marvin Hudson, 0-1.
Yeah, I think what you're hearing with Zebby is that, his stuff plays. You had mentioned about he doesn't have a sinker, doesn't have a running fastball to right-handers. But they feel that his arsenal already plays well.
Ground ball left side in the hole. Backhand picked up Carlos Correa. Plenty of arm over to France at first base. And Alvarez Jr. retired. And Correa smooth as ever here in the Grapefruit League debut.
Not an easy play. That's a play right there that when you have an elite shortstop to be able to go in the hole like that, step out on the grass, plant, and the arm. We keep talking about his arm. It's one of the better shortstop arms in all of baseball.
He makes it look so easy, and it is anything but. Here's Luke Williams. First pitch fouled straight back. Williams last year only drove in 4 runs all season. He only had 3 extra base hits all season. He was playing for Cincinnati. He had 2 of the extra base hits and half of the runs batted in against the Twins in one game. 0-1 in the air, back a second. Castro retreats, Buxton charges. Now Willie charging back into the dirt. He lost his sunglasses off the top of his hat, but he made the catch, and the inning is done. 1, 2, and 3, a fine inning turned in by Zebby Matthews. We're still scoreless after 1.5. Twins try to change that when we return on your home for Twins baseball.
Our newsroom is chock full of 5-tool players. News Talk 830 WCCO.
Before we get back to the Twins game, we wanted to deliver today's safe driving tip. Schneider and their professional truck drivers remind you to never text while driving. No message is worth the risk. That's today's safe driving tip from Schneider Trucking.
Truck drivers, no matter where you want to take your career in 2025, Schneider has an opportunity for you. Whether you want to grow in your current role, transfer to a different opportunity, or move into a training position, we're with you every step of the way. Plus, we set drivers up for successful and fulfilling careers with award-winning benefits, reliable equipment, and a variety of home time options. Explore jobs near you today at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Twins fans looking for a player that always hits for the cycle? That's Chevy Silverado. From strength and dependability to capability and advanced tech, this truck steps up to the plate and crushes big league challenges every day. Plus, with roll-formed high-strength steel and impressive cargo volume, you also get the hardest-working bed in the business. Your select Heartland Chevy dealers, proud sponsors of Minnesota Twins baseball. For current offers and to find a dealer near you, visit ChevyDealOnline.com.
Commitment to your team should say more about your fandom than your planning skills. Introducing ultimate flexibility with My Twins membership choice plans. Commit to your game face, not which games you attend. Out of your seat action, not a certain seat. Select your choice plan and get up to 25% savings on tickets, concessions, and no ticket fees. Become a committed fan with less commitment at twins.com/mytwins and experience baseball your way.
You're listening to the Treasure Island Baseball Network.
Larnach, Lewis, and Castro to face Chris Sale at a scoreless second. Trevor Larnach digs in left side. Sale limbers towards the plate and catches the inside corner with a heater at 94. It's strike 1 to Trevor Larnach. Larnach and Lewis kind of mirror off seasons. They trained together in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and they were also both married within about a month of one another. As a pitch high in the count 1-1. Had a chance to chat with Trevor about that at Twins Fest. Royce was actually in Costa Rica on his honeymoon during Twins Fest, as this one banged on the ground to the left side of the diamond, picked up by the third baseman Alvarez Jr., who had lined up closer to shortstop in that shade, and he throws out Larnach for a ground ball out number 1, and here is Royce.
You talk about Lewis and went to Costa Rica for his honeymoon, and I asked him, he missed Twins Fest, and he said every day there was something to do down there where he had to call his agent to find out, hey, can I do this?
Am I allowed to do
Nope,
this?
you can't do that. One of them was riding a horse. They said they could walk the horse on the beach, but you cannot get on the horse.
Lewis bats right-handed, and the first pitch in for a strike. Yeah, they said in the event that the horse spooked and took off running, then that's bad. You're not allowed to jump, do like horse jumping.
No zip lines.
No zip lines. But he said it was an outstanding trip. There's a big swinging miss on a slider, and it's 0-2. He was like a travel agent. He had you and I both ready, I think, to book a trip down there.
Well, that's on my bucket list. I've always wanted to go there, do some great tarpon fishing.
No balls and 2 strikes. Sale delivers, and Royce watches high. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I'm afraid I'd not want to come back.
There's a chance.
You know?
Yeah, there's a chance.
Get lost out there in the rainforest and fishing boat.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Chris Sale to Royce Lewis. Leans back in the box, and he hits this one sharply to third, caught by Alvarez. It was a sinking liner, and Alvarez plucked it off his shoelaces for out number 2. And Lewis heads back to the dugout. Here's Castro, the team MVP last year. And while much has been made of Royce's struggles in the second half, the struggles of a Brooks Lee, a Jose Miranda, Willie Castro, who had an amazing year, he fought it down the stretch as well. It was a team-wide situation.
It was just, Carlos Correa played pretty well at the end, but couldn't do it by himself. But he had missed so much time prior to that.
And Willie particularly struggled batting right-handed, as he is right here. Sale delivers, and Castro takes that changeup strike, and it's 0-1. And at one point, I think he was 0 for his last 40-some as a right-handed hitter. But because you're not getting consecutive days with 8 right-handed at-bats, you don't really think about it that way. Pitch down and in, 1-1.
I thought you were going to talk about Manny Margot and his 0 for 50 or something, 42 maybe.
He
pinch hits?
Set the pinch hit record. 1-1. This ball smacked in the air to left field. Capel is back. He'll make the catch. Hardest hit ball for the Twins thus far. But Castro lines out, and it's 3 up, 3 down for Chris Sale. We've played 2. We're scoreless in Fort Myers. On your home for Twins baseball.
DeRusha eats, tweets. We talk too. See you in drive time, 3 to 6.
Hey, Twins fans, it's game day. And speaking of home runs, spring is the perfect time to start thinking about home exterior upgrades. That's right. Hoffman Weber, your trusted exterior contractor, is here to turn your home dreams into reality. From roofing to siding to windows and doors, we've got you covered. Quality craftsmanship and excellent customer service. That's the Hoffman Weber way. Visit hwconstruction.com to learn more today. Hoffman Weber Construction, an official partner of the Minnesota Twins.
In the history of Twins baseball, there's one name that means legend, Killebrew. So when you gather together this summer, there's only one old-fashioned root beer that delivers that Hall of Fame taste to thirsty fans everywhere. That's Killebrew. Your family will love Minnesota-made Killebrew old-fashioned root beer and cream soda. Pick up a cold, frothy Killebrew root beer at Target Field. Then cheer on the fun. Take it from me, Ken Herbeck, Killebrew. It's how memories are created and legends are made.
Innovative is the hometown supplier of office products and restroom supplies to the Minnesota Twins. As workplace needs evolve, think innovative. We've got your back. Go to innovativeos.com to learn more. That's innovativeos.com.
They say ballparks are cathedrals, and with the Ultimate VIP Tour, you can immerse yourself in one of baseball's most beautiful settings, Target Field. This immersive game day experience features an exclusive 2-hour tour of iconic landmarks, hidden gems, and unforgettable stories. The Twins Ultimate VIP Tour will be the highlight of your summer. Purchase this exclusive opportunity alongside your game day ticket, limited to just 15 people. Book now at twins.com/tours.
Chris Atterbury, Dan Gladden, welcoming you back to Fort Myers, Florida. Spring training action, the first Grapefruit League game of the year, Twins hosting Atlanta. We are scoreless as we go to the top of the third. Connor Capel will lead off, and the lefty will face right-hander Justin Topa, who is on in relief of Zebby Matthews. First pitch from Topa, a strike called 0-1, and Twins fans can be forgiven if they need to check the yearbook to get some facial identity on Justin Topa. Didn't see much of him last year. He was injured in spring, pitched just 2/3 of an inning for the Twins after coming over in the Polanco deal as a pitch in, 1 ball, 1 strike. And while those 2/3 of an inning, those 3 games and 2 1/3 innings might not seem significant, to Topa they were. A swinging miss in the count 1-2 because Danny, after getting nicked up in spring training, he was on that rehab grind all season long. So just to be able to go into the offseason, having actually played in a couple of games, that was a big deal for him.
And sometimes, when you come over from another organization like that, you're trying to get your foothold in here with the new organization. It just was really kind of a grind for him, and that spent more of his time rehabbing.
1-2 into right field, a base hit. Sinking liner that drops in front of Wallner for a leadoff single. And that's the second hit of the ball game. Both leadoff base hits for Atlanta. It'll be Carlos D. Rodriguez.
But if you look at Topa, he's been with Milwaukee a little bit, Seattle, pretty much just a guy out of the bullpen. So he's probably somebody that, the Twins are looking at as a bullpen guy, and not so much, not sure if they've earmarked, so they have somebody that's a long guy coming out of the bullpen.
Topa delivers, and he delivers low. And with Topa, he had the one big year in Seattle, with 70-plus appearances, but he had been bothered by injuries throughout. and hoping to capture that special 2023 season again. And when he's right, Danny, he's that ground ball element. There's a ground ball here to the right side. Big hop over the head of Castro, and it sneaks into right field. Capel, some smart base running, just keeps on trucking into third. It's a bad hop base hit to right field for Carlos D. Rodriguez, skipping up over the head of Willie Castro. And they're on the corners for Jared Kelnick.
You talk about that big year in Seattle he had, 75 games. I think Seattle overcooked him that year.
Well, he is, again, a sinker specialist and a guy who gets, when he's right, a lot of double plays, and right there, a ground ball that you're hoping turns into a double play, but it took a nasty big old bounce.
And if you look at the big picture, those are the guys that, you want one or two of those guys in the bullpen to where if you do get in a jam, we need a ground ball to get out of this. He's the guy they'd probably call on.
Yeah, different styles necessary in any bullpen, and the Twins figured to have a good one. The first pitch in for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Runners on at first and third for Atlanta. We are scoreless, top of the third inning. Topa peers over his left shoulder. Carlos D. Rodriguez, healthy lead. The pitch. Off the plate away, and the count is 1-1. A little bit overcast here in Fort Myers. Windy yesterday, a little cool. But today, pleasant temperatures for this Grapefruit League opener. Topa, a long hold and the pitch, and a ground ball foul into the Braves dugout, 1-2. But a couple of years ago, Danny, all we talked about in the spring was pitch clock. What's going to happen with the pitch clock? Now, afterthought. You don't see it. Then the next year it was, oh man, the shift regulations. What are we going to do with the shift regulations? Now it's seamless part of the ballgame.
It's just reprogramming the players.
1-2, hit to right side of the diamond, diving catch Castro, and he steals a hit and saves a run. Boy, that was ticketed for right field. Not just a general admission ticket to right field. That was a VIP ticket to right field. And Castro able to step in a dive to his left, snares it in the webbing, and a line out for Kelnick keeps him on the corners with one out for Nick Allen, and now one of those ground balls could get you out of the inning.
Yeah, here's the righty-righty matchup you're looking at. And, the infielder's going to shorten up a little bit. Allen does run fairly well. So rather than just play back a little bit, they're going to shorten up a little bit.
Nick Allen from San Diego. Again, a high school draft by the Athletics, parts of 4 years in the green and gold. And the first pitch off the plate away, 1 ball, no strikes. Hey, Treasure Island Resort and Casino is the exclusive casino partner of the Twins. You can catch the season opener watch party Thursday, March 27th. Visit TICasino.com for all the details. Allen awaits. Topa offers. Misses just outside again, 2-0. So he's trying to get him to kind of roll right over on that sinker ball, isn't he?
Tough to sink it when it's up in the zone like that. It usually flattens out. That's why he kind of pitches down around the knees.
Closed off status on the mound, almost showing us his numbers, Topa. And this one shot through the right side, base hit. It's going to be an RBI base hit for Nick Allen. Capel comes home to score on an opposite field line drive single for Nick Allen, and it's 1-0 Atlanta. He left it up, Danny, as you mentioned, and when you miss up with that pitch, you're going to get hurt.
Yeah, and this is a good hitting Atlanta club here. They use the whole field. They're not just kind of a one-dimensional pull type team.
Sean Murphy, Allen's former teammate in Oakland. Now his teammate here in Atlanta, bats from the right side. He popped up in his first trip. That was against Zebby. And the first pitch over for a strike. That was a sweeper from Justin Topa. An early lead for Atlanta. Topa has 2 on behind him. Just 1 out in the inning. Infield a double play depth, and that sweeper swept right off the plate away. 1 ball, 1 strike. We see trends in pitching. The sweeper all the rage a couple of years ago. The high fastball, the 4-seam carry fastball before that. Last year, the sinker started to sneak back into the conversation. I think we'll see more of that this year as this ball hit high in the air, popped to left for Bader, the Gold Glover. Bader's under it, two-hand grab for the out. Runners cannot advance. And Murphy pops up to left field. There are two away, and Garrett Cooper will bat. It's organic, isn't it, Danny? Everybody starts throwing carry fastballs because that's where the hole is when you're trying to elevate the ball with your swing. So the hitters flatten out their swing on the top rail, and now you come back and start throwing sinkers. Cat and mouse that has been going on for over 100 years. First pitch is in for a strike, 0-1. Cooper was rung up on the ABS challenge from Vasquez to end the first.
And that's what's kind of changed over the years. Guys coming in here, being able to pitch all of their pitches. Whatever arsenal they have, they use it.
The 0-1 swung through a sweeper, 0-2. Boy, that's a great point, Danny.
It used to be, just fastball changeups.
Yeah, the first spring training start, you just saw a bunch of fastballs.
Yeah.
Yeah, not anymore. If you don't have all the ingredients ready, it's too late. 2 on, 2 out. And the 0-2 pitch looked at off the plate. This time no challenge from Vasquez, and the count 1-2. You noticed Vasquez when he came back out in the second. Big hug for the home plate umpire.
Yeah, and I think that was just more because he called that ABS, and as soon as he rung him up, he ran off the field. So now he comes back, not trying to show you up or anything, but
1-2, close pitch, no challenge here, and the count is 2-2.
I like what you said about Terry Francona. If we're not going to use it during the season, why are the players getting all involved in it in spring training when it's not going to be there?
2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. No challenge necessary. So Topa gives up a couple of knocks and a run, but strands a pair in the top of the third. We've played 2.5. 1-0 Atlanta on your home for Twins baseball.
Hey, Twins fans, listen before the games to Adam and Jordana, 9 to noon. Join me in telling Adam why he's wrong.
Chanhassen Dinner Theaters brings you its most popular show of all time, Grease. You'll hear all your favorite hits from the Broadway musical and the movie. Join the whole gang at Rydell High. We'll sing, we'll dance, we'll bring you back to high school life in the 50s. Poodle skirts, bobby socks, the soda shop, and drive-in movies. Grease. It'll rock your socks off. Order your tickets today. Visit chanhassendt.com.
Now's your chance. Tackle those bigger projects with an 11% rebate on everything at Menards. Transform your home with a new Dakota closet. Build your dream bathroom and save on luxury tubs and showers. Customize your kitchen with Clearview cabinetry. Or start your big garage project. Get an 11% rebate on everything at Menards. 11% mail-in rebate is a merchandise credit check. Good on future in-store purchases. See Menards.com for details.
Save big money at Menards. No matter who you are or what you do, there's a Ford vehicle that can help you own the day. Make life on the go feel like a breeze in the new Ford Explorer. Make tough tasks look easy with the powerful performance of a new built Ford Tough F-Series truck, the best-selling trucks in America for 48 years. Or take your adventures in the great outdoors to a whole new level with our Built Wild family of Ford Broncos. Whether it's for work or play, there's a Ford with a great deal waiting for you at your local Northland Ford dealers. Don't wait. Get behind the wheel of a new Ford today, based on calendar year total sales.
The next time you visit the Twin Cities, stay at the Lofton Hotel, conveniently located across the street from Target Field and connected to all of downtown's offerings via Skyway. This Twins Hotel partner offers great rates and beautiful accommodations. And you can take the elevator home after the game.
This is the Treasure Island Baseball Network.
Christian Vasquez leads off the Twins here in the bottom of the third. And he'll face Bryce Elder. Elder, the right-hander out of the University of Texas, supplanting Chris Sale, who picked up right where he left off after last year's Cy Young campaign, putting the Twins down in order, 6 up, 6 down. Elder fans the glove in front of his face and delivers, and Vasquez takes a strike 0-1. These are two players, Danny, who both are looking for big improvements this year. Elder was an all-star in 2023. It was really a huge first half for him as a pitch low and away. And that year he went 12-4, ERA sub-4. Last year, ERA over 6.5. Ended up spending a lot of time in AAA as a pitch fouled away in the count 1-2. And for his part, Vasquez has said from the drop, my offense was not good enough a year ago. And it needs to be better. He's dropped some weight. He feels quicker. He feels stronger. And hopes to get back offensively to where he knows he can be. 1-2 bounces up off of Murphy's chest protector, 2-2.
Well, wasn't it last year Vasquez came in, also said that he dropped a ton of weight. He built a pickleball court at his house. And I asked him, are you still playing that? And he said, yes. And I go, you getting any better? And he says, no.
The 2-2 hit in the air, shallow left center field. A long run for Rodriguez Jr. from center, and he will call off Capel and make the catch. One away. Ty France will bat. France, one of the newcomers, and also new for the 2025 season, My Twins membership choice plans. Select your choice plan. You get up to 25% savings on tickets, concessions, and merchandise, plus no ticket fees. Check out your membership opportunities. It's twins.com/mytwins. Ty France digs in right side, and he takes a pitch low, 1-0.
They're going to peel it.
And was that Murphy?
Yep. Catcher.
So both of our ABS challenges have come via the catcher. Now they'll show it on the big screen, and it is low, and it is a ball. So now the Atlanta will lose a challenge. So that is a lost challenge. So Sean Murphy loses his attempt to earn a strike for Bryce Elder, and it's 1-0. And France takes a slider strike, evens the count 1-1. Ty France, if there's one thing he's known for, it's being hit by pitches. 3 times in a row over 20 in a season. As he checks his swing, didn't go on the appeal to first. It's 2-1. And France last year, the numbers were not good for Ty France, in large part because he was hit by a pitch from Daniel Lynch of the Royals on his heel. And he broke his heel. And he played hobbled the rest of the way. France watches called strike. It's 2-2, and I think Marvin Hudson thought that was called strike 3, and he went into his big rip the paper dance. As the 2-2 pitch shot down the right field line. That's a fair ball into the right field corner for France. Ty takes a big turn. He's chugging for second base. Kelnick's throw, his former teammate, is not in time, and Ty France legs it out. His first hit as a Twin, and the Twins' first hit of the Grapefruit League season is a one-out opposite field double here in the third. You've probably heard a lot about Twins and their new approach, on-field hitting group, situational hitting, and there's a little two-strike situational hitting. He poked it past the first baseman well off the bag and earned 2 bases as a result. Harrison Bader is now the hitter. France has that dirty uniform out at second. There's a pitch high, 1 ball, no strikes.
I think they bring it in Ty France. Good call there by Falvey and company, and that losing Carlos Santana, Gold Glove first baseman, you needed somebody over there a little bit. Not that France is a Gold Glove caliber.
Little excuse me roller back to the mound, flagged by Bryce Elder, and he's got France in a pickle. He throws to third, now back to the shortstop, and Ty France runs himself into the second out of the inning, tagged by Nick Allen. Well, those are the spring training base running drills, and they manifest themselves right here in the third inning of the Grapefruit League opener. Walk me through that play from the base running standpoint, Danny.
Well, ideally, anything hit to the third baseman, shortstop, anything crisply hit, no, you're not going to advance. I'm already in scoring position, but more importantly, it's the one back to the pitcher. And that one right there, he just had to come off the mound, backhanded it, easy out.
Matt Wallner can't hold his swing at a Bryce Elder slider, and he swings through. It's 0-1.
You got to be cautious on that from second base running standpoint, because I'm already in scoring position. If it does get by that pitcher slowly, I'm going to advance to third base anyway.
Pitch skips up to the catcher, Murphy. So Elder's been missing down in the dirt, and a nice job to block it. 1-1. Bader is at first base. Harrison Bader does have very good speed. He's a guy who brings a bit of energy on the base paths. But right now, as he edges off the back, he's going to see if Matt Wallner can tie into one.
17 stolen bases last year, and that was something that was addressed with the Twins, and that would have led our club last year.
1-1, big swing and miss as Wallner pulled off it. It's 1-2. Wallner ended up having a really strong finish to the season, but boy, he fought it through the entirety of the Grapefruit League last year. And then got off to a horrific start, got sent back to St. Paul to make some adjustments, recalibrate, if you will, as he takes ball 2. It's 2-2. And to Wallner's credit, he made those adjustments, came back and had a big impact at Target Field. I don't think Matt's interested in revisiting his 2024 spring training. Just fighting himself mechanically the entirety of the spring training schedule. There goes Bader, and the pitch is up and in, and the throw hit the bat of Wallner, and Wallner's out. Murphy came up to throw down to second base, and his throw hit Wallner's bat as he was trying to step away from home plate. You don't see that one very often, and the Twins are out on a goofy play to end the third. We've played 3, 1-0 Atlanta on your home for Twins baseball.
Twins talk mixed with news and much more. Check out the Chad Hartman Show, noon to 3, right here on CCO.
Hi, this is Danny Gladden, and Mesh, Besher, and Spence remind you that this copyrighted broadcast is presented by the authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins. Mesh, Besher, and Spence knows how to hit it out of the ballpark. Whether you're hurt on the job in a car accident or suffered a personal injury, they will protect your rights. Call Mesh, Besher, and Spence, the personal injury lawyers Minnesotans trust.
At Target, we're here for the love of the game and all that comes with it. And for you hometown sports fans, we've got everything you need to gear up and kick back during Twin season. For the hosts, we've got the most of everything you need for your backyard baseball barbecues. Brats? Got 'em. Burgers? Check. Peanuts? Popcorn? Say less. However you do game day, we're here for it at Target and Target.com.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Target Field is suited for more than baseball. It's the ideal setting for your next event. From corporate galas to community gatherings, school events, or your wedding, go to MLB.com/twins/Target Field events.
This is the Treasure Island Baseball Network.
Well, today's Twins spring training game is brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. And as we go to the fourth, it is my distinct pleasure to hand things over to Dan Gladden.
Well, thank you, Chris. Good afternoon, everybody. It's going to be the DH, Drake Baldwin. Grounded out his only at bat. New pitcher for Minnesota is going to be the hard-throwing right-hander, Juan Duran. Duran breaking ball drops in there. That's a strike. One thing that he incorporated a lot last year was the off-speed pitch. Still has the power fastball, fly ball down the left field line. And Bader's going to give chase, but that's going to be foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. I'm sorry, no balls. And 2 strikes. Now, the talk in camp was Duran dropped about 15 pounds as well. And I'm not sure if he missed some velo last year. He still was getting it up there, but his comment was he wants to get up more closer to 104, 105. So bats now with a count of no balls and 2 strikes. Drake Baldwin. This one's down and in. That's the curveball 84.
I do think he looks a little slimmer, but he is such a massive human being that he's still a big dude. But he looks to be, again, in fantastic shape.
Well, don't forget, these guys weigh in, I think, every week. And a pitch down and away, a sinker, and now 2 balls, 2 strikes. It's one thing that they monitor pretty closely is, you know, usually during the course of the season, certain guys will lose weight during the year, and then other guys seem to be gaining weight.
Why do you look at me when you say that?
Well, I'm glad you got rid of your couch. Ground ball shortstop. Carlos Correa, easy play there. Strong throw to retire Baldwin. There's out number 1 on a ground out.
In this day and age where we talk about the high velocity so often, you know, you can generate it in different ways, but I think what sets Duran apart from some other guys is he has what I would say is pretty easy velo, right? Like he's smooth. He's mechanically very, very smooth.
You know, and for a guy his size, his body fits well with his size. You know, he's well proportioned, good thick legs, upper body pretty strong, long arms, slider to the backstop, and ball one. Batter is Alvarez. Hit a ground ball shortstop his first time up that Carlos Correa made a nice backhand play in the hole. Luke Williams due up next for Atlanta. 1-0 Atlanta Braves. And that pitch over the plate but low. 2 balls, no strikes. Gorgeous afternoon here. A little bit cooler, but still. In that sunshine, you got shorts and a tank top on. Duran's 2-0. And missed down and in. Look at Duran last year and innings that he had, 54. He only gave up 48 hits. Number that jumps out, he only gave up 4 home runs. 15 walks, 66 strikeouts. And there's a strike on the outside corner.
Those home runs kind of came in a clump. Remember, it was that one stretch.
Where you're throwing his breaking ball.
There was a lot of breaking balls.
3 balls and a strike on the way. Ground ball up the middle can be backhanded by Willie Castro. Nice play, off-balance throw. And Alvarez runs pretty good, but good defense there by the Twins. You know, when I filled out my lineup card here, I thought, okay, you got left-hander Chris Sale. You've got Larnach DHing. Wallner playing right field. This could be a lineup that as soon as I filled it in, this could be a lineup early in the season. With what Rocco has against left-handed pitching. Here's a pitch on the way, and that pitch is missed outside. Curious to see if the left-handers Larnach, Wallner are going to get some appreciative at bats, especially down here in spring training against left-handed pitching. And a swing and a miss, 2 down, bases empty.
Now, the Twins do have and have made some moves to kind of cover themselves if they want to be more strictly platoon with the addition of Bader and France. You've got Castro who can play all over, and then also Jose Miranda would be a wild card in that conversation.
You know, I looked at the outfield. They've got 5 guys here in the outfield, and they're all on the roster. I'm sorry, 6 guys. And they're all on the roster. And a swing and a miss. And that'll leave it up 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Now, all of them on the 40-man to Sean Kersey Jr. and Emmanuel Rodriguez. Rodriguez not doing a lot right now. He had a bit of an ankle sprain in February, so he's not at full strength.
2-2 pitch, swung on a miss, and there's a punch out for John Duran. 3 up, 3 down. We're going to the bottom of the 4th inning. 1-0 Atlanta on your home for Twins baseball.
It's all about making it to and being in the show. News Talk 830 WCCO.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Republic Services is proud to call Minneapolis and St. Paul home. They help keep Twins territory clean, safe, and environmentally sustainable. Republic Services, a long-standing recycling and waste services provider for the Twin Cities. Their team lives and works here, and their valuable partnership helps us create stronger communities together. If you are looking for a company that can handle all your residential or business recycling and waste needs, contact Republic Services. They are sustainability in action. For more information, visit republicservices.com. That's republicservices.com.
There's no one size, shape, color, or batting stance that makes a ball player a ball player.
Every game, every play, and every player is different.
There are flat brimmers,
bent brimmers,
never quite on straight brimmers,
tall shortstops, speedy sluggers, and unwashed lucky t-shirt wearers. The game doesn't just celebrate our differences, it's built on them. Because baseball is for everyone. The Minnesota Twins Community Fund, getting more kids in the game.
The Minnesota Twins Community Fund is supported in part by Cornerstone Partners.
Target, U.S. Bank, Treasure Island Resort and Casino, Nike, and Uponor. We thank them for supporting youth baseball and softball throughout the upper Midwest. Get involved at twinscommunityfund.org.
Carlos Correa will lead off here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Elder back out there and takes a pitch outside, ball one. Carlos grounded out his first time up. Hit the ball hard. Curve missed high and tight. 2 balls and no strikes. Chris Sale started today, pretty impressive. 2 innings, no strikeouts, didn't walk anybody. And a pitch curve, that's fouled back. Big healthy cut as Correa. Follow-through swing, kind of took his momentum across home plate into the left-handed batter's box. I think Carlos going to call timeout. Here you go. Got used to that last year as well. Sunshine out here at Lee Health Complex, and the pitch. Fisted foul, Souvenir.
Oh, right in and out of the hands. A woman in the last row, she's sitting on that concourse seating. It was right there, right through her bare hands.
2-2 on the way. Fouled off again. You know, it seems like every spring training, and I made a note of this, that, you know, it's about guys coming into camp that might have had injuries last year or the end of the year. And Correa is one of those guys, had that heel injury. And lifted foul down the right field line. And wrong run is Kelnick. Foul territory, won't get there in time. But Carlos, you know, talking with Falvey, they kept in contact with these guys in the offseason, reports they were getting. He's fine. I think the key for Correa last year, when he found out the proper shoes. Remember, he had to get some special shoes, and when you got a shoe contract with a certain company, you got to work with them to be able to get something to where I'm comfortable. And a pitch. Strike 3 looking. Good pitch right there on the outside corner, down and away. And with Carlos, it seemed to be where that spike was on the heel of his shoe. That one kind of, when he ran and landed on it, it would kind of put pressure on that foot. So they ended up moving the spike on the bottom of his heel. As Buxton takes this one low, ball 1.
He has talked about the program now that he uses to keep his feet healthy, and he'll run on only specific surfaces.
Ground ball, third base, gobbled up by the third baseman. Nice play, comes up and retires Buck. 2 down, base is empty.
Part of that is just, you know, the pounding. You don't want to run a lot on certain, you know, hard surfaces or with certain types of shoes in certain environments. And if there's one thing about Carlos Correa we've learned in his time with the Twins, like, he will go all in, right? You know he's going to do everything and do all the work to figure out exactly what needs to be done to be able to optimize himself. And he's working at his feet the same way he's worked at every other part of his game.
As Larnick takes it inside, ball 1. Yeah, I'll put Carlos Correa in that Joe Mauer category about the routine that these guys have to stay healthy. Swung on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. And to Joe, boy, you didn't disrupt his routine. Come into camp and do his work. Same with Carlos Correa. And that pitch is high. 2 balls and a strike. Probably like a lot of guys. And I think the younger you are, I'm still trying to learn the program that's going to work for me and keep me on the field, because everybody's a little bit different. And a swing and a miss. Chased one out. Down and in, and now 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And young players, you know, they try to learn from older players, but as you said, everybody is different.
Yep.
Not everybody is suited to do the same thing that a Carlos or a Joe does. They have to find their own path.
Here's Larnick's 2-2. That one's popped up. Might be playable in the infield. Third base straddling the line now on the warning track and has room and puts it away. 3 up, 3 down. Twins go quietly. We're through 4. And it's 1-0 Atlanta on your home for Twins baseball.
This is Henry Lake of The Lake Show. You're listening to Twins Baseball on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Bring the fun to family time with a visit to Treasure Island Resort and Casino. Start by making a splash and memories at the lagoon. Our indoor water park includes a lazy river, an activity pool, and more exciting features. Then hit the lanes at Island Extreme Bowl for some family-friendly competition before you head to our luxurious hotel for a relaxing night away. Book your stay now at ticasino.com. Treasure Island Resort and Casino. Destination fun.
At CHS, we know what it takes to feed and fuel the world, to integrate a global ag and energy supply chain, to advocate for farmers in their fields and around the world, to build communities, invest in rural America, and empower rural economies. It takes courage, conviction, commitment. It takes the nation's leading farmer-owned cooperative. It takes a co-op. It takes CHS.
Your select Heartland Chevy dealers, proud sponsors of Minnesota Twins baseball and home to fan favorite Chevy Silverado, offering 4 powerful engine choices and advanced tech for a stronger connection. Visit ChevyDealOnline.com to find a dealer near you.
Commitment to your team should say more about your fandom than your planning skills. Introducing ultimate flexibility with My Twins membership choice plans. Commit to your game face, not which games you attend. Out of your seat action, not a certain seat. Select your choice plan and get up to 25% savings on tickets, concessions, and no ticket fees. Become a committed fan with less commitment at twins.com/mytwins and experience baseball your way.
You're listening to the Treasure Island Baseball Network.
1-0 Atlanta as we start the top half of the 5th inning. Now on the mound for the Minnesota Twins, right-hander Michael Tonkin. Well, he had a whirlwind season last year. Bounced around, released by multiple clubs, re-signed by multiple clubs, and now here he is, big league roster with the Minnesota Twins. He'll be facing the left-handed hitting left fielder Caper. First pitch on the way. Pitch outside as Vasquez holds his glove there. He thought about it, but didn't challenge. Give you some changes here for the Minnesota Twins as Tonkin delivers. There's a fly ball center field. Well hit. Kersey Jr., new center fielder out there, Deshaun Kersey. Good-looking player. I think he's going to improve. Let's step out 10 seconds. Our stations to identify themselves. You're listening to Twins Baseball.
AM 830 and 102.9 FM HD2 Minneapolis, St. Paul. The voice of Minnesota and the home of Twins baseball. News Talk 830 WCCO.
Here's Carlos Rodriguez. And he hits a ground ball. Two-hopper to the first baseman, France. Gobbles it up. Takes it himself. Steps on the bag. And there is out number 2.
Let's get those changes quickly. As Danny mentioned, Deshaun Kersey Jr. takes over for Buxton in center. Kalai Rosario is the right fielder. Wallner's day is done. Willa Holland supplants Carlos Correa at shortstop. And for now, those are your changes.
And a big swing on this by Kelnick. Kelnick had a pretty good year last year. Played 139 ball games, 15 home runs, dove in 45. Former draft pick of the first rounder by the Mets. And fouls that one straight back. And now no balls and 2 strikes.
Of course, when they lost to Acuna Jr., it changed everything in their outfield.
Yeah, but Kelnick stays healthy. He's the one that came from the Mets to Seattle for that, I think, Robinson Cano trade. Pitch into dirt, ball 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down.
Now they've added Jerks and Profar to their outfield mix this year. They got Michael Harris in center field and
good
Acuna,
one.
Obviously.
He's a good one. And Kelnick can play everywhere in the outfield. Starting right today. Pitch high and away from Tonkin. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Are you surprised that they signed Tonkin here in the offseason?
No, I'm not surprised. I mean, you're always looking for pitching depth. Like, he gives them a different look.
Swung on a miss. Nice job there, Michael Tonkin. 3 up, 3 down as Kelnick strikes out. We're going to the bottom of the 5th inning. 1-0 Atlanta. You're listening to Twins Baseball.
Our reporters are in the field to bring you more on the story. News Talk 830 WCCO.
Hey, this is Brooks Lee. Get to know some of my teammates courtesy of Renters Warehouse.
Hi, this is Austin Martin. What is your favorite baseball memory growing up? My favorite baseball memory growing up was probably my first home run, just because I had been waiting so long for it, and I remember hitting it, and my parents weren't at the game, so I had to, we're in the dugout, ask my coach if I can grab my phone and call him and tell him. And favorite thing you did this last off-season? I think the favorite thing that I did this past off-season, which is my favorite thing to do every off-season, is just go and travel with the family and spend time with the family during the holidays. What would be your go-to meal to cook if you were trying to impress someone? Ooh, if I was trying to impress somebody, I would probably make my famous chicken fajitas. If you retired from baseball tomorrow, what would you do for a job? I would probably go to school to be an air traffic controller like my dad, or join the military. This has been Austin Martin.
This player profile was presented by Renters Warehouse.
Anything can happen when you say I'm in to a scratch game from the Minnesota Lottery. Besides cash prizes, some scratch games offer a second chance, so even non-winning tickets can win. Since this is probably music to your ears, we'll say it again, in a song. Besides cash prizes, some scratch games offer a second chance, so even non-winning tickets can win. Minnesota Lottery. I'm in. Must be 18 or older to play.
With the Twins' Ultimate VIP Tour, immerse yourself in the great history of the franchise with a behind-the-scenes experience in one of baseball's most beautiful settings, Target Field. Book now at twins.com/tours.
You're listening to the Treasure Island Baseball Network.
New left-handed pitcher for the Atlanta Braves, Angel Perdomo. And he'll be facing Royce Lewis. First pitch. The big, tall left-hander is in there for a strike. Changes for the Atlanta Braves. We'll figure him out at some point. As Lewis flew out. First time up. And takes this one outside. Ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Twins, 1 hit on the board. Atlanta, they have 4. They're winning 1-0. Bottom of the 5th inning. And a pitch. Pitch inside, spins Lewis around. I was talking last inning about some of the injuries and how they were keeping up on some of those guys. Royce Lewis, not so much an injury, it's just that the slump that he encountered late last year. Fouled down the right field line, and that evens it up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And I make fun of it, because it was like talking about Royce Lewis doesn't do slumps. He was quoted as saying that, and right after that, he entered one of his longest slumps probably of his career. Ground ball, 2-hopper third. Fielded, steps and throws and retires Lewis. So out number 1 on a ground out. Hey, check out your select Heartland Chevy dealers. I'd like you to log on to ChevyDealOnline.com and find that dealer near you.
All right, Danny, I have everybody except the right fielder.
Good.
I know that Stephen Poloni is in left field. Cody Milligan is in center. That was Eddie Alvarez, who took over for Nacho Alvarez at third.
Pitch on a corner for a strike.
Christian Cairo is the shortstop. Jose Devers, no relation to Rafi, is at second base. And it's Charles LeBlanc at first base. Catching is Drake Baldwin, who had been the DH.
This missed down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And there's a tall, lanky right fielder who has yet to show us his jersey numbers in right. It's not Jared Kelnick.
Perdomo out of the stretch, nobody on base. And a swing and a miss on a sinker down and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Willie Castro, 158 ball games for Minnesota, and Chris had touched on it, probably the MVP of that club last year. And durability, played everywhere. Went to the All-Star game. Great honor for him. And a 1-2 pitch. That one's in the dirt, blocked. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Ethan Workinger is the right fielder. So if you were looking to fill out your full bingo card,
Congratulations. We got him.
Here's 2-2. Ground ball up the middle. Fielded by Perdomo. Steps, throws, and retires Castro. 2 down. Yeah, Willie Castro, in the offseason, sometimes they just create things to write about. And one of them was Willie Castro being traded, that one of our more valuable players on this staff, that you would try to, if you've got somebody that's able to fill in for him at his skill set, yeah, you might want to look at that, but nobody down there right now that can do the things that Willie Castro can do.
It makes sense from the other side, right? Like, there are a lot of teams that would love to add Willie Castro, so that's often the root of those conversations. Boy, we'd like to have that guy.
Here's Vasquez, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Because he certainly would make a lot of teams better with his versatility and his skill set, and he makes the Twins better.
Yeah, but why would you, give up one of your players that you're going to rely on so much? I could see it if you're not going to be a contender. Vasquez pops this one up third base side. Right on the line is the new third baseman, and now straddles it, puts it up, and puts it away. So a 3 up, 3 down inning. We've got 5 in the books. 1-0 Atlanta on your home for Twins baseball.
Our newsroom is chock full of 5-tool players. News Talk 830 WCCO.
Watch your dreams and savings grow with a Royal Credit Union certificate. Whether you're saving for college, a vacation, wedding, or a down payment on a house, Royal's 4.25% annual percentage yield 12-month certificate can help you reach your savings goals faster. Royal certificates have no minimum opening balance and a locked-in rate for a guaranteed return at maturity. Open now at any Royal office or online at rcu.org/certificate-saver. Early withdrawal penalties could reduce earnings and principal. APY accurate as of 2/1/25. Insured by NCUA.
Let Metro Transit get you to Target Field all season long. Take a bus or hop on light rail for an easy ride. Get details at metrotransit.org/twins or call 612-373-3333.
Game day is all about top performance, and the same should go for your windows and doors. That's why Kelly Enterprise delivers Marvin windows and doors to homes in Minnesota and Southwest Florida. Built for durability, style, and energy efficiency, they won't crack under pressure. The Marvin Coastline Series is Miami-Dade approved to handle hurricane-force winds. Your old windows? Let's just say they wouldn't make it past spring training. Don't settle for minor league performance. Call today or visit kellyenterprise.net.
Now that's a major league upgrade.
Dear winter, Toyota can't get enough of you. Because Toyota's got 25 vehicles with available all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. And that's more than any other auto brand. From the versatile RAV4 to the svelte Crown, the sleek Camry all-wheel drive, the Corolla Hybrid all-wheel drive, the rugged Tacoma, the tenacious Tundra, and the spacious Grand Highlander with all-wheel drive to keep you and yours safe. Hey, you bring the action, we'll bring the traction. Always Toyota. Toyota, let's go places. Based on manufacturer's websites as of 10/20/24.
Hey, Michael Tonkin's afternoon done. He's going to give way to the right-hander, Louis Varland. We're going to figure it all out. Had dinner with him the other night, and he said Louis fine.
For you have an exemption.
And Cairo's going to be the batter. First pitch from Louis. Lewis is in there for a strike. So Nick Allen's afternoon's done, and there's a big swing and a miss.
A good-looking cutter there from Varland. Going to work a lot out of the bullpen, and he's a guy that I still firmly believe, Danny, has a chance to be a huge, huge part of what I expect to be a very good Twins bullpen.
Yeah, I think so. I think that he's going to settle into what he's doing. Swing and a miss. That one, 96. Got it by him. And that's what Varland does. He'll come right after you. No secret about his arsenal. And here is Cal Conley. So he'll step to the plate. And that's a swing and a miss. With Louis, it was all about he wanted to start. wanted to start. They let him. And that one's tapped foul. No balls and 2 strikes. I think Lewis is fine with the role he's in right now, and that is in the bullpen. And, you ask, does he still want to start? Ideally, if for some reason he goes down to AAA, he's going to be pitching out of the bullpen.
Yes.
It wouldn't be, okay, we're going to switch it up and you're going to go down there and start at AAA.
I had a chance to caravan with Lewis this year. It was a lot of fun.
Swung on and missed, gets away from the catcher briefly, picked up, throws to first. And there's back-to-back strikeouts for Mr. Varland.
And I will tell you that he's ready to go. And he'll take the ball any inning you want him to take it. And what's it been? 6 pitches, 6 strikes right now for Varland out of the pen. He got married in the offseason. He's moved up north a little bit. He's had a full winter of ice fishing. It's the first winter he didn't work out with his brother. He is ready to roll, though, for 2025.
LeBlanc, he takes it on the outside corner for a strike.
He didn't like how last year went, and he just felt he didn't perform up to his personal standard at all. And I look for big things.
Yeah, ground ball is shortstop. A little 2-hopper, waits back. Low throw, but fielded there by France at first base. Nice job. Louis Varland, 3 up, 3 down. We're going to the bottom of the 6th inning, 1-0 Atlanta. We'll be back. You're listening to Twins Baseball.
This is Henry Lake of the Lake Show. You're listening to Twins Baseball on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Hello, Twins fans. Please join me, Pablo Lopez, in supporting the Salvation Army. Your gifts of time or money will provide food, shelter, and care for our community. Learn more at salvationarmynorth.org.
It's the biggest savings event of the year. Menards' 11% rebate sale is here. Save big money on everything you need for any project. We've got something for everyone. Homeowners, contractors, DIYers, the kids, and even grandma. Get an 11% rebate on everything at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
11% mail-in rebate is a merchandise credit check. Good on future in-store purchases. See menards.com for details.
No matter who you are or what you do, there's a Ford vehicle that can help you own the day. Make life on the go feel like a breeze in the new Ford Explorer. Make tough tasks look easy with the powerful performance of a new built Ford Tough F-Series truck, the best-selling trucks in America for 48 years. Or take your adventures in the great outdoors to a whole new level with our built wild family of Ford Broncos. Whether it's for work or play, there's a Ford with a great deal waiting for you at your local Northland Ford dealers. Don't wait, get behind the wheel of a new Ford today, based on calendar year total sales.
This is Twin center fielder Byron Buxton. Wow, what a beautiful day at the ballpark. The stadium is full of cheering fans that are enjoying delicious Sheboygan sausages, bratwurst, and hot dogs, and man, do they smell amazing. The hot off the grill smell kind of makes me want to sing. Oh, Sheboygan, I've got you on my mind.
Buxton back to the track. He makes the catch and the Twins win.
Now it's time to grab some Sheboygan.
This is the Treasure Island Baseball Network.
Hey, 1-0 Atlanta here. First spring training action here. Game 1. 33 days until opening day. Batter's going to be Ty France. He doubled down the right field line. His first time up. First pitch over the plate low. Dylan Dodd, left-hander. Ty France, 30-year-old, 140 ball games last year. Lifts this one down the right field line. That should be playable. A right fielder over, and here's the line, and puts that one away. So France flies out, one down. Here is Harrison Bader, and we're supposed to get Bader on from the dugout here. Most likely that'll probably be top half of the 7th inning, but also aren't we supposed to have Dave St. Peter?
We'll find out how much juice.
Let's see who trumps who, right?
Yeah. We'll face off.
Bader batting 9th, playing left field. Little slow tapper. That's going to be fielded by the pitcher. Plants throws, low hop, and collision at first base between Bader and a first baseman. Bader's going to win that battle all the time.
He is powerfully built, and that's LeBlanc, the first baseman. He's from Quebec, and LeBlanc, probably a hockey guy. He's one of Eddie Julian's buddies, and he took the check that time like that was a Kachuk brother coming down the line, and he ended up in the dirt. And he's fortunate, as strong and powerful as Bader is, The guy who's now replacing him to run at first base is Carson McCusker, all 6'8" of Carson McCusker. So might have been better to take that hard check from the powerful Bader than from McCusker.
I gave him an error on that to the pitcher. And here's Rosario with the tying run. McCusker at first base. And the pitch down and in, ball one.
Twins still only have one hit.
I believe that's Will Holland in the on-deck circle. Fly ball, well hit center field. Gets turned around as a center fielder, and he's just going to butcher it. He's going to roll to the wall. McCusker's going to be held up at third by Tommy Watkins, so that'll be a gift double. Well, the center fielder kind of stood flat-footed right away when it left the bat and then realized got a little juice on it, and it gets over his head. There's Will Holland to bat with second and third.
Now, Rosario has some pop. I mean, he's produced power numbers throughout his time in the minor leagues and in the Arizona Fall League, and he hit it hard, but it's a ball Milligan, I think, should catch more often than not.
Game one. The sun might be in his eyes a little bit. And a swing and a miss by Will Holland. They're going to play the infield back. They're going to give up the tying run. Here's the lefty's pitch. That one's high and away. One ball and one.
Pitch is high. Count even 1-1. Last season, Dodd made 25 appearances with AAA Gwinnett. Went 2-7 last year at the AAA level. 1-1, a swing and a miss at a changeup. Posted a 5.35 ERA last season. So looking for a much lower ERA here in 2025, and hopefully for him more time in the big leagues. 1-2 to Holland. Bounced off the plate, off the chest protector of Baldwin, kicks up the third base line, but runner McCusker keeps it in park at third base.
I got to play golf with Dylan Dodd in the annual spring training tournament here with the Braves in 2023, and the poor kid, he was put in a group with me and Jesse Chavez, two of the saltiest veterans you could ever imagine. And we, especially Chavez, just hammered him for 4 hours.
Just wore him out. 2-2 from Dodd. And that got a piece of the batter. Threw a cutter low and in that grazed Holland. That's going to load the bases. So the inning has, since the first out, has gone single, double, hit by pitch. And the hands of Deshaun Kersey. He took over for Byron Buxton. He took over in center field. First time I've seen him at the plate. Left on left matchup. And Dodd looking for a ground ball. First pitch just missed the outside corner with a first pitch cutter. Bases loaded, one down. Offering from Dodd, swing and a miss. Fastball 94. But he was way off of it because he had set it up so well previously. On a strike on Kersey. Steadies his bat, back of his left ear, 1-1 pitch. That'll be sent foul into the seats down the left field line. There is a time for Dodd to find his first strikeout. This would be a great place for it.
I talked earlier in the broadcast about how the first and last appearance for me are the most important appearances of spring training. This is exactly the type you don't want for your first one.
1-2. Line drive caught at third base by Alvarez, and the runners get back to each position. So there was no one there to double up as they both got back to first, second, and third pretty quickly, but a slick play by Eddie Alvarez at third.
Now, not to say Dodd can't get out of this because he's very capable of doing that, but you get a lot of traffic on the bases. You know, you got to go from the windup to the stretch, and the Braves are likely about to get somebody up in the bullpen. It's just, you just, when you go to sleep the night before, you hope to have a nice, clean 1, 2, 3 inning.
The batter is Luke Keishel. First time we've said his name in the game. And he lines one to the left side, past the diving Christian Cairo to base in the left field. One run is in. Here comes his second run. Throw from left is cut off. Now they trigger down to second base, and the throw goes into center field. Runners take off, and as the smoke clears, runners are at second and third, and the Twins have a 2-1 lead in the bottom of the sixth inning. Keishel went after the first pitch that he saw and tagged it past a diving Christian Cairo as the Brave shortstop was lunging to his right and just out of his reach. So the poor throw down to second allows the runners to go to second and third. Rosario and McCusker the runs to score. And the Twins here in the sixth inning, after being silenced for 5 frames, picked up 2 runs and taken the lead. Here's Alvarez, who receives a first pitch strike. Two RBI single by Luke Keishel. This one squared up and lined out to second base, and a diving catch out there by Jose Devers. Braves second baseman was able to fly to it to his left, snow-coned it, and that's out number 3. But the Twins are able to send 7 to the plate, and they score a couple of runs. They take a 2-1 lead into the 7th.
Today's highlight is brought to you by Toyota. At home or on the road, they're never the underdog. Toyota. Let's go places. Get $1,750 in bonus lease cash on a new 2024 Toyota Tacoma SR5. Offer valid through March 3rd, 2025. Offer entitled $1,750 bonus lease cash on the lease of a new and untitled 2024 Toyota Tacoma SR5 gas vehicle. Bonus cash may be used only toward down payment or capitalized cost reduction on the new vehicle. See dealer for details.
Our story begins with Jackie going to work. She walks into the elevator thinking,
maybe I'll play my extreme scratcher. I could win up to $2 million.
That's the spirit. Scratch away. Hot diggity dog. You're up to your eyeballs in cash, Jackie. Oh, no. The doors are opening.
Whoa, Jackie? Is that you under all that money?
Jackie doesn't work here anymore.
Cool as a cucumber. Play the extreme family of scratchers from the Georgia Lottery and win up to 2 million smackaroos. Play responsibly.
Hi, it's me, your USPS Ground Advantage shipment. Just left the warehouse and hitting the road.
I know. Just got the notification.
Great. Smooth sailing so far. I'm almost there.
Yes, I know. I get all the updates.
Made it. Safe and sound.
I know.
Well, did you know I was with USPS the whole time?
Oh, yeah. I know.
Keep your business in the know with the USPS Ground Advantage service. Visit USPS.com/in-the-know.
Rolling on into the top of the 7th. Braves trailing the Twins 2-1 after the Twins rallied for 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th off of Dylan Dodd. New Twins pitcher is Scott Blewett, 6'6", 245 right-hander. He's got 3 seasons in the major leagues, a couple with Kansas City, and then last year with Minnesota, he had 12 games with a sparkling 1.77 ERA. He will start this inning off with Drake Baldwin.
Drake's 0 for 2, couple of ground outs for him. First pitch to Drake, misses up and in. Look, pitching at the big league level is tough, isn't it? You could tell us all about that.
Yeah, it certainly is.
But it's even tougher when attached to the back of your uniform is the last name Blewett. That's one of the toughest pitching names I've ever heard. It's ball low and inside. Scott Blewett. 2 balls and no strikes on Drake Baldwin. Braves picked up their 1 run in the 3rd inning.
I'm trying to think of some other good ones, Ben, but my brain is maxed out right now with all these position changes.
2-0 pitches outside. Bob Walk.
Yeah.
Grant Balfour.
Yeah.
That looks like ball 4
See,
on the
you're
back of his.
A seasoned veteran like you got plenty of capacity. The hamster on my wheel is running out of gas.
There's a 3-0 pitch. There's a called strike. My hamster is very sluggish this time of year. Twins 2, Braves 1 as we're in the top of the 7th inning. Alongside Darren O'Day, Ben Ingram here with you. Grapefruit League game number 1. 3-1 pitch low and outside. There's a leadoff walk for Drake Baldwin. Mike Ford, the new first baseman for the Twins. They have a brand new left fielder. Carson McCusker remains in the ball game. He's in left. And in the hands of Eddie Alvarez. Eddie swings and misses. Eddie Alvarez took over at third base for Nacho Alvarez. And Eddie makes some sparkling defensive plays in the bottom of the 6th inning. But unfortunately, the Twins picked up a couple of runs. They've taken a 2-1 lead. Oh, 1 to Alvarez. Just outside. Tried to hit the back door with a slider and missed. 1-1. Good crowd on hand today. Saturday afternoon. Beautiful weather. Good day here in Southwest Florida. You got Burms in left field and one down the right field line in foul territory behind the tarp. 1-1 smoke to deep right field towards the corner. That is a foul ball. Sent it into the Braves bullpen deep down the right field line. That came off his bat like a rocket. But hooked it deep down the right field line and a 1-2 count.
Did you go to many spring training games when you were a kid?
Not at all. First spring training game I ever went to is one that I called.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess that's different growing up in Mississippi. I grew up in Florida, so we used to go every year. Well, almost every year, I should say.
Ball and 2 strikes on Eddie Alvarez. Misses high. So you're growing up there in the Jacksonville area.
Mm-hmm.
So where would you go? Viera?
We would go down to Vero Beach. The Dodgers used to be in Florida, you know, when they were slumming it over here in the Grapefruit League.
Right.
Now they're out there with the high society Cactus League.
Here's a 2-2 to Eddie Alvarez. And he'll softly poke one in the air out to third. That'll be caught by Armando Alvarez. And one down here in the inning. Well, each team has had 2 men play third base, and 3 of them have been named Alvarez. Nacho and Eddie for the Braves, and Armando for the Twins. Royce Lewis started the game for them at third base. So if your last name is Alvarez, you're plugged into third base at some point along the lines in this game today. One down for Jose Devers. Also made a nice defensive play last inning. He'll foul one back our way.
If any of our listeners haven't had the chance to go to spring training, it's really a unique opportunity to get, you know, up close to your favorite players in these small, intimate venues. And players have less time demands, less pressure. They're more willing to sign autographs and interact. It's really a great opportunity.
0-1 pitch, a little bit low, 1-1. And especially at our facility. Mm-hmm. I mean, I just can't get over every spring, anytime I show up to the Braves facility at Cool Today Park and just marvel over how great a spring training facility it is. And fans show up and have good access to the players that maybe they wouldn't have during the regular year. This one's lifted high in the air down the left field line, slicing towards foul territory. At the railing is third baseman Armando Alvarez, but that's out of his reach and into the Twins bullpen.
Yeah, my 5- and 7-year-old sons are starting to get into baseball cards, which was one of my hobbies when I was little. And I remember clearly going down to Vero Beach and seeing Mike Scioscia, my favorite player at the time, because I was a catcher and a bit on the portly side, we could say, as Big Mike was. So all I wanted to do was get his autograph that year, and I tried my best for 3 days in a row.
1-2, a hack and a miss, and he strikes out.
And he just never had the time, never signed my autograph. But I'll tell you what, I finally got my autograph in 2008 when he was my manager, my rookie season for the Angels.
Did you tell him that story?
I did. He said, I didn't have time to sign every autograph. You know, he was a pretty curt guy, you know.
Right.
And he let me know how he really felt. He signed my autograph begrudgingly. Told me to get out of his office.
Here's Stephen Paulini. He'll foul one back. So what was your prized possession autograph when you were a kid? Did you have one that you're extremely proud of?
Jim Abbott was my favorite guy, and my dad did buy me an autograph card of Jim Abbott. I never got his autograph myself, but I did get to meet him, again, my rookie season in 2008.
0-1 to Stephen Paulini. That'll miss low.
He was my favorite player. He was, you know, congenital defect, didn't have a fully formed glove hand, so just the uniqueness of him. My dad loved him. He really admired what he was doing.
Right.
You know, even with his disability, and So that, whatever your dad's favorite thing is, I loved him, Jim Abbott. It was awesome to watch.
1-1. That'll just miss off the outside corner. Yeah, he was amazing to watch. Just a great story. Think about being a kid, and it's the same for kids today. You might not know half the autographs on the ball, but you got them. Mm-hmm. And it's such a thrill to have a ball filled with autographs of ball players. 2-1 fouled back, 2-2. Had a Will Clark autograph that I was extremely proud of.
Yeah.
When I was a kid.
Well, Mississippi guy, right?
Yeah. And still have the card to this day.
My least favorite keepsake from Vero Beach Dodgers spring training was a broken wrist.
No way.
Little Duran went rolling down the hill, broke his wrist.
2-2 fouled back our way. Do it again with a 2-2 count. 2-1 Twins as we're in the top of the 7th inning. Braves have a runner at first and 2 down.
Now, what is it about little kids rolling down hills? It's like I have no desire to do it as an adult. But my kids love doing it. I did it. I came home with a cast. I don't understand it.
2-2, softly grounded out to second base. On the other end is Fitzgerald. He's got it, throws over to first base. And kids will go rolling down the berms in between innings. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning. It's a 2-1 lead for the Twins.
You need all the energy you can get for game day. Luckily at Georgia Power, we know a thing or two about saving energy. We understand that energy costs are an important part of your budget. That's why we're dedicated to providing tools and assistance that can help make a difference, so you can save your energy for the game. Visit georgiapower.com/myenergy to learn more.
When you buy a Subaru from Subaru of Gwinnett, you're buying more than a vehicle. You're buying safety for your family, an investment that will hold its value, and something that will last a long time. You're buying trust. For a limited time, celebrate all the 2025 models during the Subaru A Lot to Love event, now through March 31st. Whether you're looking to match your adventurous spirit with the 2025 Subaru Outback or lean on the reliability of the 2025 Subaru Forester, Subaru of Gwinnett has the perfect fit for your family. Stop in for a test drive on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth or start your shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com.
With President's Day savings at the Home Depot, you can get up to 35% off select appliances like LG. Plus, save up to an extra $450 on select appliances. And with customizable kitchen packages, we make it easy to shop and swap for the features you want. Like the 3-door French door refrigerator with slow melting round craft ice. Shop President's Day savings and get up to 35% off select appliances like LG, America's most reliable line of appliances. The Home Depot, how doers get more done. America's most reliable line of appliances per independent study. See store online for details. Minimum purchase required.
The Major League Baseball All-Star Game is coming to Truist Park July 11th through 15th. Find all the details at Braves.com/All-Star Game.
Bottom of the 7th here in Fort Myers, Florida. Dylan Dodd's day is done after 1 inning pitched, 2 earned runs. On to pitch this inning for the Braves. Jordan Weems, 6'4", 211, right-hander out of Columbus, Georgia. I guess we could claim that as being a local boy. He's on to face these Twins here. He'll have 6, 7, 8 in the Twins order.
Throws hard. Here's his first pitch. Here's the outside corner with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. He was signed as a free agent by the Braves in December. And we've seen him in years past with the Nationals. In fact, Weems last year made 41 appearances with Washington, 51 the year prior. He's got a heavy workload the last 2-3 seasons with the Nats. Pitch misses there, 2 balls and no strikes. This is Fitzgerald, the second baseman, leading off for Minnesota. Left-handed hitting second baseman, takes a fastball high and outside, 3 balls, no strikes.
My impression of Weems as a National was when he was on, he's tough to get to. He was going to strike out 2 or 3 in the inning and be done. When we had his bad days, they turned into be pretty bad days.
Missed outside with a fastball. A leadoff walk to Fitzgerald here in the bottom of the 7th. And that is the first walk of the day by a Braves pitcher. That'll bring Jair Camargo to the plate. Alongside Darren O'Day and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick, Ben Ingram here with you from the Lee Health Sports Complex in Fort Myers, Florida. Twins 2, Braves 1. Braves picked up 1 run in the 3rd, and Twins with 2 runs in the 6th inning. Camargo takes a called strike.
Yeah, Weems, we mentioned, big righty, 6'4", 211. Throws hard, average fastball, about 96. Also has a slider, a split, and a curve that he'll throw occasionally.
Righty-righty matchup, offering from Weems, and a reach and a miss at a cutter. Portly built catcher Jair Camargo. They list him at 5'10", 230. Out of Barranquilla, Colombia. Fidgeting at the plate, waiting on the right-hander Weems. He deals. Camargo takes a cutter low.
Camargo's favorite player, Alejandro Kirk. You know,
yeah,
kind of a trailblazer.
Similar build. Alejandro Kirk can hit.
Yeah, nothing funny about his batting. I mean, he's a very talented catcher.
I mean, you see him climb in there, and you wouldn't think much of his hitting abilities. This is a fly ball to deep left center field. That's going to lay down for a base hit. Cutting it off out there in left center to Sean Kersey. He'll fire into second base. And that'll limit Camargo to a single, but first to third for Fitzgerald, and the Twins have him at the corners with no one out. So put him at the corners. And Mike Ford is the batter. He took over for Ty France. First time we've seen Mike Ford at the plate. Saw him at first base in the top of the inning. Twins looking to add on to their lead. Ford takes a ball outside. Ford's got a lot of pop, 32 years old. He was with the Braves for a little while. Go back to the 2022 season. And the Braves were one of 4 teams he played with that year. 1-0, a little bit low from Weems. Mike Ford played in 5 games of the Braves in 2022. He also played for the Giants, the Mariners, and the Angels that season. He was all over the place. He was with the Reds last year.
Mike Ford's got some very interesting numbers once you dig into him. He's a very selective hitter. He doesn't strike out a lot. And when he does strike out, it's usually looking. It's not swinging. So he's got a high contact rate. And he also hits the ball hard. So those are a lot of the underlying characteristics teams are looking for these days in hitters. And, you know, if you're at the end of the roster, you're looking for somebody to pay league minimum and come play and maybe pinch hit. Mike Ford fits the bill for everybody. So he keeps getting jobs at all these different teams. Also a wonderful human being.
Pitch takes ball low.
You mentioned he played for the Braves. I played with him that season. I played with him with the Yankees the year before. One of my favorite short stint teammates I ever had. Just an interesting guy.
He's got a 3-0 count. And that'll miss outside, and Mike Ford walks, so that'll load the bases with no one out in the bottom of the 7th. And now Carson McCusker will come to the plate. 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Twins. 1 run, 4 hits, 1 error for the Braves. And now the sacks are packed for Carson McCusker. He'll take a first pitch strike. Well, for Weems, he's got to attack here. Find a way to hit the zone. It's going walk, single walk in his first spring training appearance. Righty-righty matchup. Weems kicks and fires. Cusker takes a ball inside. We want to talk about an imposing man in the box. Carson McCusker, 6'8", 250.
So Weems just challenged that pitch.
And it is a strike.
Rightfully so. And that's part of the ABS I'm interested to see is, are there going to be emotional challenges from pitchers? You know, when they get in a jam like this. And he was right. Rightfully, you know, the Braves keep their challenge now.
And facing a guy who's 6'8", he's got a huge strike zone.
That's a big old strike zone.
It's got to be in there somewhere.
A Diet Coke Aaron Judge.
1-1 from Weems. Strike on the inside corner. Good slider. he strikes out McCusker. Had not updated the scoreboard with the strike that was challenged. So one down. That's a big strikeout by Weems. Bases loaded, one down, back to the top of the order to Rosario. Kalei Rosario, who doubled at the 6th inning and scored, takes the ball low. Twins leading the Braves 2-1 in the bottom of the 7th. See if Weems can get a ground ball somewhere and get out of this jam. 1-0 pitch. Check swing on a fastball. Didn't go.
I'm almost curious. I would guess the Braves might take it out of the pitcher's hands and just say, hey, you know, the catcher's the only guy that's going to challenge when we're pitching.
Well, that's interesting.
Because we pitchers can get a little emotional sometimes.
Just to eliminate the emotion of it all, sure. 2-0 misses low. Well, what will be interesting to me is when we get into September and you have the entire season to look back on once they bring this to the big league level and see which pitchers or batters lead the league in challenges.
Yeah.
Now, we'll have to wait a couple of years till that happens because we don't believe we're going to see this in the big league season until 2026. 3-0 pitch. Fastball over for a strike. 3-1.
For some reason, the pitcher that popped into my mind was Marcus Stroman because he's a very confident young man, but he also has a lot of horizontal movement on all of his pitches, so he could fool some umpires with that.
There's a fly ball to center field. Coming in now, Cody Milligan. He's under it, makes the catch. Tagging from third, Fitzgerald. Here's the throw to the plate. It's up the third base line. Throw goes down to third. Might have a play. They cannot get the man coming in Camargo. And a sac fly by Rosario drives in Fitzgerald, and that makes it 3-1 Twins in the bottom of the 7th. Very close play at third base as they're trying to cut down Camargo, who's not the most fleet of foot catcher you've ever seen.
Yeah, old Tom Goodwin's going to write that in his notebook. He's the outfield coach. Milligan hits the cutoff man there. That's an easy out at third base. That's dead meat, and we're out of this inning. But instead, he sailed him, and that play wasn't made at third base to get that third out.
So now first and third, 2 down. There's a called strike on Will Holland. Holland is the 6th Twin to the plate in the bottom of the 7th. Twins leading the Braves 3-1. Holland hit by a pitch in the 6th inning. And the 0-1 from Weems. Missed low with a cutter. Count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Braves in the 8th will have 9-1-2 due up. This was a 1-0 Braves lead into the bottom of the 6th inning, but the Twins have come to life here late with 2 runs in the 6th and 1 here in the 7th. And they're looking for more with runners at first and third and 2 away. 1-1 from Weems at a fly ball deep down the left field line towards the corner, and a foul ball. So now 1-2, and let's see if Weems can strike him out and get through this jam.
Yeah, if he could wriggle out of this jam, bases loaded, no outs, just giving up the 1 run, that'd be some good relief pitching. Keep the Braves in this spring training game.
1-2 pitch. Struck him out. That time used a good changeup. So the Twins had bases loaded, no one out. They wanted more. They get the 1 run. Altogether on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. 7 of the books. We go to the top of the 8th. 3-1 Twins.
With all the money you can save on gas when you use the Club Citgo Rewards app, you're good to go. But good to go where? Good to go fly first class?
Hot towel?
Cool. Good to go to the opera? Good to sit ringside at a boxing match? Good to go salsa dancing? Tap dancing? Or polka dancing? Download Citgo's money-saving Club Citgo app today. The easiest way to save money on fuel. Now you're good to go.
At Kroger, an annual Boost membership just got even better. Now you can choose from Disney Plus with ads, Hulu with ads, or ESPN Plus on us when you sign up. Plus, enjoy unlimited free delivery, double fuel points, exclusive offers, and free items. Sign up for a Boost membership today. It's an easier way to save, including new streaming options to relax with while we deliver your groceries. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Whatever your passion, South College can help you succeed doing something you truly love. For me, that's surgical technology. Surgical technologists are vital to surgeons and an essential part of the surgical team. The South College Associate of Science and Surgical Technology program is designed to provide students with training to help care for patients, prepare surgical supplies, maintain aseptic conditions before and during surgery, and assist surgeons during surgical procedures. To find out more about South College's Atlanta or Marietta campus, visit south.edu. South College, where dreams find direction.
Rolling into the top of the 8th here in Fort Myers, Florida on our inaugural Grapefruit League game. Braves trailing Twins 3-1 after the Twins scrape across another run in the bottom of the 7th. On to pitch for the Twins, the 7th pitcher of the day, Aaron Rosick, 6'2", 225-pound left-hander, 29 years old, pitched in AA and AAA last year for the Twins, going 1-6 with a 6.23 ERA.
Bottom of the order there to greet him for the Braves. There's a first pitch ball low. 1 ball and no strikes. Twins 3, Braves 1. Here in the top of the 8th inning. Pitch from Rosick, swing and a miss. Cody Milligan leading it off for the Braves. Lefty-lefty matchup. Offering from Rosick. Had a miss outside. Ethan Workinger is on base, or rather on deck for the Braves. There's a ball outside. Well, we're sitting here in the 8th inning of our first spring training game. How's your scorebook holding up? Complete disaster?
Looks like my son's room.
Yeah, complete disaster. 3-1. Big bounce at a first base. Taken on a big hop just back of the bag at first by Ford. Tossed into the bag. Rosick is there, and Milligan is cut down at first base. Right now, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. The Atlanta Braves Radio Network.
Atlanta Braves spring training is live on WIFN Atlanta, a Dickey broadcasting station, 1340 and 103.7 FM.
Twins 3, Braves 1 are in the top of the 8th inning. Back to the top of the order to Ethan Workinger. First time we've seen him at the plate in the game. Took over for Jared Kelenic at right field a few innings ago. And he'll take a first pitch strike.
Speaking of my son's room, you ever stepped on a Lego, Ben?
Sounds pretty painful. About as bad as it gets.
It's about a once a week thing for me at my house.
0-1 pitch, out of miss low and outside. I'd imagine that would rival the unexpected throw of a tennis ball to the midsection from one of your sons.
Oh, man.
Between that and stepping on a Lego, there's a 1-1 pitch. Ground ball hit well up the middle, sliding to it. The shortstop Holland pops up, throws over. Spectacular play. Will Holland sliding to his left, and by the time he popped to his feet, he's right on the edge of the grass of center field, back to second base.
You know, we have a bit of an antagonistic relationship with Jay Chad, our producer here. And before I brought my youngest son, JR, into the booth a couple years ago, I said, JR, you need to give Jay Chad the business. And so
and he's got an arm on him.
He pegged him with a tennis ball pretty good.
Ground ball to the left side. That'll be taken by Alvarez at third. Throw across, bounces, and Mike Ford can't come up with it. He tried a backhanded scoop, and that was right off of his leather, and the inning stays alive as Cairo's aboard.
Yeah, he's got a pretty good arm, that little guy. He's 4 now, but I think he was 3 at the time, and he took out all of his frustration on Jay Chad. I've never been more proud of him. I don't think it was a tennis ball. I think it was a giveaway ball at the park that day, so maybe it didn't hurt quite as much.
Yeah, but he's got a gun on him, especially for a 4-year-old. 2 down, there's a ball inside. By the way, speaking of Jonathan Chadwick, it's his mom's birthday today, so happy birthday to Ms. Carol. Hope she's having a great day today. I know they're tuning into the Braves and hopefully having a couple of good meals and enjoying time with friends and family. There's a ball outside. (3-1) Twins, top of the 8th. Braves have a runner at first, 2 down for Cal Conley. Charles LeBlanc is on deck for the Braves. There's a called strike. Braves have not had a base hit since the third inning. Big swing and a miss there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. In fact, the last base hit the Braves had was the Nick Allen single in the third inning that scored their only run of the game. Looking for a base hit here to keep the 8th inning alive. Lead at first base by Cairo. Big hole in the right side of the infield. And a sinker misses high. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Left-hander Rosick on the mound for the Twins. 7th pitcher that Rocco Baldelli has used in the game. Braves have used 5 pitchers to this point. Runner goes 3-2, swung on miss at a slider, and that's that. And the top of the 8th inning. So an error kept the inning alive, but Rosick strikes out Conley, and that ends the top of the 8th. We head to the bottom of the inning. Twins 3, Braves 1.
Cold months in the South mean that rodents, critters, and pests are trying to find a way into your warm house. Luckily, you can trust the pros at Arrow Exterminators to keep your home pest-free inside and out. Arrow protects homes and businesses and is the official pest control provider of Truist Park and the Braves, so you know you're getting the best from the best. To set up a free pest inspection, call 888-GO-ARROW or visit arrowexterminators.com.
We're Saia LTL Freight, the exclusive LTL freight and logistics partner of the Atlanta Braves. For over a century, our trucks have been hitting the roads to haul the goods that keep companies moving forward. Because when you succeed, so do we. So, whether you're running a superstore or a corner store, you can trust Saia's customer-first nationwide service to get you where you need to be. Visit Saia.com for all your shipping and logistics needs. That's SAIA.com. The Atlanta Braves giveaways for this season are here, and you don't want to miss this lineup. Bobbleheads feature Chris Sale and Marcell Ozuna, presented by Delta, and a throwback bobblehead featuring Chipper Jones from the 2000 All-Star Game, presented by SeatGeek. Fans can also look forward to collectibles like the 1995 World Series replica ring and red home jersey giveaways presented by Coke, and a replica of Truist Park, perfect for your office. Visit Braves.com/promos to purchase your tickets today. For game-changing performance on the field to getting things done around the house, doers make a difference. And when it comes to home improvement needs delivered right to your door, the Home Depot is how doers get more done.
Bottom of the 8th, Braves trailing the Twins 3-1 here in Fort Myers. On to pitch for the Braves, right-hander Domingo Gonzalez, 25-year-old, 6 feet tall, pitched in AA and AAA last season.
Facing Deshaun Kersey to lead it off in the bottom of the 8th for the Twins. Kersey fouls one back right into the screen. No balls and 1 strike. Alongside Darren O'Day and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick, Ben Ingram here with you for the first Grapefruit League game of 2025 for the Braves. Excited for the upcoming season. This is spring training game number 1 of 30. A 1 pitch outside. We'll get to wrap up spring training by playing in the Cactus League this year. Final 2 spring training games. We'll head out to Phoenix and play the Cubs for 2 exhibition games before we head to San Diego to start the season. 1-1 pitch, not a miss outside. This will be the 2nd year in a row the Braves will start a season where the season prior came to an end. Did it in Philadelphia last year, and then San Diego this season, as the season finished last year in San Diego, and starts in that same place this year. 2-1 is outside. And also thinking about the upcoming season, just thrilled for July and the All-Star game in Atlanta this year.
Mm-hmm. That'll be fun. That Midsummer Classic is always a highlight on the schedule. And Atlanta gets to show off that ballpark. It's going to be fantastic.
3-1 and a deep drive, but foul down the left field line, slicing out of play. It's so much fun to be a part of something like that. You can speak to that. And I think a lot of us whether it be back in Atlanta in 2000 or other cities. Maybe you had the opportunity to go to an all-star game along the way. I've been able to go to one of them. But to have that in Atlanta this season is going to be a tremendous thrill. Here's the 3-2 pitch on the way to Deshaun Kersey. Fouled back just to our left.
And Domingo Gonzalez, the current pitcher, is not a guy we've heard a lot about, but these numbers I'm looking at from his last season are really, really exceptional.
3-2. Just a tick outside with a slider. It's a leadoff walk to Kersey.
Between double and triple A, 45 games, 52 innings, only 28 hits allowed, and 83 strikeouts. I mean, that's doing it. And he's not a guy that, we're talking about who's going to fill in those back spots in the bullpen. And I'm not saying he's going to be one of those guys, but he'll be there soon if he keeps putting up numbers like that.
25 years old. Here's Luke Keishel. Runner goes, pitches a ball, throw down to second base, close play, not in time. Kersey swipes second base. Pretty accurate throw down to second base, just a little bit off. It's a little bit late from Adam Zabrowski, who's the catcher now. Fouled back.
Gonzalez features a mid-90s fastball, a really good slider. I think he made a big leap forward last year in his command of the baseball, really cut down on his walks, and like I said, 83 strikeouts in 52 innings. That's doing good work.
Righty-righty matchup, and the 1-1 to Keishel. That's outside. Luke Keishel gave the Twins the lead in the 6th inning. He had the 2-out, 2 RBI single. It came off of Dylan Dodd. It scored Rosario and McCusker. And as the Braves had led 1-0 for much of the game, Twins snatched the lead away at that point, haven't given it back since. 2-1 to Keishel, misses, 3-1. Twins scored their 2 runs in the 6th, and then they scored 1 run in the 7th. They've out hit the Braves 5-4. Both teams have 1 error. 3-1 from Gonzalez. Keishel lifts one, shallow right, drifting back to first baseman LeBlanc. And he makes the catch in deep first base. 1 down. One down for Armando Alvarez. Braves have their first home game of the spring tomorrow. Hope that you'll tune in. Sunday baseball, Braves and the Rays tomorrow. We'll see Ian Anderson on the mound tomorrow. There's a ball low and inside. And Ian, of course, coming off the arm injury and the Tommy John surgery. Last season, spent time in the Braves minor league system, went 3-2 with a 3.44 ERA. And we'll see him on the mound tomorrow. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way from Gonzalez. Low and outside. Ian will be opposed by left-hander Joe Rock, who was with the AAA Durham ball club last season in the Rays organization. So tomorrow, Ian Anderson for the Braves, Joe Rock for the Rays. And that will be a 1:05 Eastern first pitch, 12:05 Central. You can hear all that action on the Atlanta Braves radio network. 2 balls and no strikes on Armando Alvarez. Pitch on the way. There's a called strike. Fastball zipped over to make it a 2-1 count.
Yeah, I'm personally really excited to see what Ian Anderson looks like. He added a slider late in the season last year. I'm excited to see how that plays off his repertoire, the fastball and the changeup, the curveball. So a big opportunity for him this spring.
2-1 and a ground ball, left of second, sliding it short. Cairo up with it, throws over on the money. Nice play by Christian Cairo. Saw a similar play by Twins shortstop Will Holland an inning ago. And Christian Cairo comes up with a dandy web gem there for the second out here in the 8th inning. Over to third base for Kersey.
Yeah, it was a heck of a play. Christian Cairo, a really athletic infielder. Son of former big leaguer Miguel Cairo. He's a Rule 5 pick this past offseason. So we'll see what he can do in the infield this spring. Probably going to get a lot of playing time, I would imagine.
2 down for Ryan Fitzgerald. He walked and scored in the 7th inning. Now he bats with 2 down and a runner at third base. Twins leading the Braves 3-1. Pitch from Gonzalez, a miss outside. Like you mentioned with Ian Anderson, and this is a storyline that we'll talk a lot more about tomorrow. But you think about where the Braves are right now and what their needs are for the back end of the rotation. They're going to need to have a couple of guys who can step in there until Spencer Strider's healthy enough to join the rotation. 1-0 pitch, a swing and a miss. And I'd say with a healthy spring training and an effective spring training, Ian Anderson and Grant Holmes might be at the top of that list.
Yeah, that's what you would anticipate, both those guys being out of options, meaning they can't be sent to the minor leagues without being exposed to other teams picking them up. So, yeah, like I said, they both have a great opportunity this spring to take that 4th and 5th spot.
1-1 comes in inside and plunks Fitzgerald. That was a slider low and in, got him in the foot. And Fitzgerald is down at first base. Kiersey's still the runner at third. 3-1 Twins, and Jair Camargo will have his name called here at the Lee Health Sports Complex.
Yeah, Ian was there at the tail end of my career. It was when he was first debuting, so we shared a lot of really cool moments in his career. He was one of those guys, kind of like Spencer Schwellenbach this past season, that just came up and is like the guy had already had it figured out,
right?
You know? But the league adjusts. They adjusted to his repertoire, so he has to get better.
Camargo fouls one back.
You know, the league knows that high fastball, the changeup, they were devastating, and they're still good pitches, but now they've seen it a couple times, and so now he's added that slider, hopefully add a little wrinkle, a little something these hitters haven't seen, and regain that effectiveness, you know, in the coming future.
Oh, on a chase and a miss at a slider. That 3rd and 4th pitch, do they just have to be effective enough where he can just show that to them and it puts it in their mind? Or how prolific does that pitch need to be to set up his other stuff?
Well, the big thing for him is fastball, his changeup, it's vertical. It's all up and down. So you need to have a pitch. The horizontal movement of a slider be a nice complement to all his other vertical stuff.
0-2 from Gonzalez. That'll do. Swung on and missed it. A good slider. And that ends the bottom of the 8th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, 2 men left. Final opportunity coming up for the Braves. We head to the top of the 9th. Twins 3, Braves 1.
A musician with technical knowledge can play all the right notes. But one who cares enough to play from the heart gives music soul. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking. Because when you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. Truist. Leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Start feeling unstoppable. Visit Truist.com/care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
Hi, it's me, your USPS Ground Advantage shipment. Just left the warehouse and hitting the road.
I know. Just got the notification.
Great. Smooth sailing so far. I'm almost there.
Yes, I know. I get all the updates.
Made it. Safe and sound.
I know.
Well, did you know I was with USPS the whole time?
Oh, yeah. I know.
Keep your business in the know with the USPS Ground Advantage service. Visit USPS.com/in-the-know.
When you're looking for leading cardiac treatment, look to Northside Hospital Heart Institute. We lead with 5 emergency cardiac care centers, so we're here when you need us most. We lead with more than 55 locations in Georgia. That means we're always in the heart of your neighborhood. We lead with clarity, because clear direction is better when it comes to understanding every step of your treatment. Northside Hospital Heart Institute. We lead with heart.
Top of the 9th here in Fort Myers. Twins still leading at 3-1. That means it's last call for these baby Braves. These substitutes in at the end of the game. And the man they'll be facing on the mound this inning is Cody Laurison. 6'4", 205 right-hander. Bats left, though, when he does get in the box. The 26-year-old, he's out of the University of Maine, Orono, classic baseball powerhouse. Cody spent last season at the Wichita Wind Surge, which is a team I didn't even know existed, but it's a great name. It's a Texas League AA team. He went 2-2 with a 6.82 ERA out of their bullpen with 3 saves and 28 appearances.
The Wind Surge, huh?
The Wind Surge. They used to be the Tulsa Drillers when I played there.
There's a called strike. Then we had that in the house last night after all the Mexican J-chatting. 3-1 Twins in the top of the ninth. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swung on a miss by LeBlanc. 0-2 on Charles LeBlanc. Righty matchup as Larison deals. There's a called strike. So LeBlanc goes down looking, and one down here in the ninth inning.
Ben, we got a message from one of our great listeners, Don Fielder on Twitter. He's saying Darren has not given his chicken tender review from today's game. And
you had some tendies.
It just so happens to be I had tendies. J-Chad had tendies. Did you have one?
I had some too, yeah.
Some Whole Foods tendies today.
That'll be fouled back. I had 3 different kinds of chicken from the Whole Foods hot bar area.
Okay.
I got some wings, I got the tendies, and I got some kind of Asian grilled chicken thing.
It's like the Epcot tour of the chicken bar.
Pretty much. There's a pop-up foul ground off the bat of Zabrowski, and that's out of the reach of sliding Jair Camargo. That bounced right in front of the Braves dugout.
You know, Whole Foods is good at a lot of things. Maybe not known for their tenders. I'd say they were pretty average.
They hit the spot today. Felt right today.
It did feel right.
Just to start off our season on the right foot. Solid ballpark culinary treat.
Mm-hmm. For anybody that didn't listen last year, we like to do chicken tender reviews on all of our road games. Probably going to try to formalize it a little bit more coming up this year with a grading matrix.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Zabrowski goes down looking. 2 down here in the ninth inning. All right, let me ask you this. Looking back on last season, because this is something that you really started last year. Who stood out last year as really the leader in the clubhouse for the chicken tender game?
I think it's unanimous in our booth. I think the New York Yankees, as much as it hurts to say, because, you know, they think they're best at everything, but they put out one hell of a tendy.
Do you think that's what ultimately swayed Max Fried to sign with New York? There's a called strike on Eddie Alvarez.
Max has a lengthy history of stomach ailments, so I don't think he's putting down too many tendies.
3-1 Twins, top of the ninth. Braves down to their final out. Here's the 0-1. And a ground ball foul up the first base line.
Yeah, before Max, you know, he's now figured out his stomach issues and he's putting on weight. He's feeling good. But before that, he ate like a sick kid, like a kid recovering from food poisoning. Like it's just rice and bananas and all the basic stuff.
Sounds terrible.
We wish him all the best there in New York.
0-2 to Alvarez. A little bit low and outside. 1-2. Braves had a 1-0 lead going to the bottom of the 6th inning, but then the Twins scored twice in the 6th, once in the 7th. They have a 3-1 lead, and the Braves down to their final strike. And 1-2 to Alvarez. A pop-up towards foul territory over by the Twins dugout. That'll find the seats about 15 rows back, and perhaps the final souvenir of the day. 1-2 on Eddie Alvarez. Darren and I will be with you tomorrow, 1:05 Eastern with the first pitch. Braves and Rays from Cooler Day Park in Northport. Meanwhile, Eddie Alvarez trying to keep the game alive for the Braves. And a 1-2. Smacked in the air to center field. Coming along, Kersey makes a chest-high catch. And the Twins win by a final score of 3-1. Braves go down 1-2-3 in the top of the 9th inning. Bad news is the Braves lose today. The good news is baseball is back, and game number 1 is in the books. Again, the final score, Twins 3, Braves 1. Back with the totals after this.
The Braves and Harris Cherokee Casinos want to give you the spring training trip of a lifetime. Enter now for a shot to win the spring training trip jackpot presented by Harris Cherokee Casinos. Just visit Braves.com/Harris before March 7th, and you'll be in the running for a trip for 2 to Northport, Florida. You and a guest will win round-trip airfare, ground transportation, hotel accommodations, and tickets to see the Braves on Saturday, March 15th. But you must be 21 or older to enter. Get registered right now at Braves.com/Harris.
When life throws you a curveball, whether it's water, fire, or mold damage to your home or business, you need a winning team. You need ServPro. ServPro's licensed, certified, and highly trained team of experts are here to help, offering fast, reliable